Ask yourself for a second, how did I learn about foreplay? If you were lucky, you might have gotten into your hands some nice book, had the talk with your father, or maybe had a friend who had some more experience and who was a little bit more mature, which also rarely ever happens. Maybe you had a first love who you had open communication about sex and explored together. But let's be honest, the reality for many of us is that we just picked up bits and pieces from whatever was coming our way, direct or indirect feedback from previous partners, porn, movies, you name it. So there is a high likelihood you're making same mistakes during the foreplay. So today I'm going to share with you the 5 biggest mistakes men make during foreplay. And this is not gonna be one of those videos where I tell you that instead of pinching you should lick, or explain to you that you've been rubbing the breast the wrong way. No, I'm gonna talk about 5 key mistakes in our approach to foreplay that really rob us from experiencing greater pleasure and connection in the bedroom, both us and our partners. I have been making these mistakes throughout my life, and if I didn't marry a relationship coach, I wouldn't even know. So be smart and learn from mistakes of others. And before I start, I want to say another important thing, that even though the majority of content on social media, including this one, is directed to telling men how to get better at foreplay, it is not only that men make mistakes, women have their part in it too, but this we will cover in one of the next videos. So let's start. Mistake number 1. You treat foreplay as a goal-oriented process. Getting her wet and ready for penetration as fast as possible becomes the measure of success. One of the phrases I used with leaders in companies I worked with was that each person acts in accordance to their conscious or unconscious goals. So if this is our goal in foreplay, then it's no wonder we might rush through it, going down on our partner or fingering too soon. It is no wonder why she tells you she feels disconnected in sex, and no wonder why she doesn't enjoy it as much. You have a goal which is not aligned with what you both desire. Foreplay isn't just about getting her ready. It's about building anticipation and connection for both of you. And if you want to learn how to do exactly that, our foreplay masterclass is gonna give you all the necessary details, including a bunch of bonuses such as practical guides, conversation starters, and even a game. But yeah, check out in the description. To come back to the goal-oriented approach, when we rush through foreplay, focus solely on this end goal, your partner can feel like an object, not a participant, and that's a major mood killer. Remember, the journey is just as important as destination. If you do it right, foreplay can even become the most pleasurable part of the experience for both of you. Mistake number 2, always following the same steps. We all have our go-to moves, but if your foreplay feels like a predictable script, it's time to change things up. You know that analogy of baseball: first base, kissing; second base, patting above the waist; third base, below the waist, and home run, yeah? Well, this didn't serve us at all. And along what we experienced in our first relationships with our first partners, or watched in movies or porn, contributed to us creating a sequence that is so easy to just blindly follow, especially if it gets us to that goal of making her wet. And this is what I've been doing quite a lot. I had my moves, I followed them, and I thought I'm amazing. But foreplay is about exploration. It's about surprise and keeping things exciting. Don't be afraid to try new things. Ask your partner what they enjoy and step outside of this comfort zone. Mistake number 3. Foreplay is only about physical touch. Some men believe foreplay is just about the physical touch, touching, kissing, and so on. And so did I. What else is there, right? But you know that there are at least 4 more senses beside touch there. So why limit ourselves and her to only one color on the palette? In reality, foreplay is much more than physical touch. It includes emotional and energetic connection. It is also a symphony of experiences. It is about what you see, what you hear, what you smell, and even what you taste. A whispered compliment in your partner's ear, a lingering gaze of adoration across the room, the subtle scent of a perfume. All these little things can be incredibly powerful and arousing. So engage all the senses and you'll take your connection to a whole and experience to a whole new level, creating an unforgettable journey for you, both of you. Mistake number 4. You start foreplay when you jump into bed. Do you think foreplay starts when you hit the bedroom? Think again. It can begin hours, even days before any physical contact, and it should. A flirty text, a playful touch during the day, all builds anticipation that can actually make the act of sex even more mind-blowing when it finally happens. Think of it like a slow burn, a delicious build-up that intensifies the pleasure when the moment finally arrives. So start early and tease, tantalize, and maintain the connection throughout the day. Leave little notes, send suggestive messages, whisper naughtiness in their ear. And by the time you're both ready to take it to the next level, the passion is already at a fever level. I know it is not easy with all the daily tasks and worries to remember, and I was forgetting it for so long, but if it's important to you, and it should be, set some mini reminders for these acts of attention. And lastly, mistake number 5 might come as a little surprise. You think that foreplay is only for women and you don't need it at all. Sure, if the goal of the foreplay is just to be aroused, then hell no, I don't need it at all. I'm ready to go in a second, like most men are. It is easy to see how this thought, though, creates a fertile land for us to see foreplay as a chore, something we do to and for our partner in order to have sex. It is such a terrible, terrible thought that robs so many men out of the profound pleasures of connection foreplay can provide, and ultimately leads us at sucking at foreplay. But the real switch here is to say, hey, I need it too. I enjoy having this time to connect emotionally before having sex. I enjoy being touched and admired as well. Foreplay is there to build anticipation for us too, and this can only make our experience so much better. So there you have it, 5 big mistakes in our approach to foreplay that really are the reason why many women might not be satisfied with their sex life. And if you want to create an unforgettable foreplay experience that will make your partner fall madly in love with you and your lovemaking, check out our Connected Foreplay Masterclass. We prepared an amazing offer with a bunch of bonuses such as practical guides, conversation navigators, and even a game for you to try with your partner. And all at amazing price. So check it out, link is in the description below.